Hey y'all, it's Melissa. Welcome to MessyMissy Creates. It's been a minute since I've been in my journal. Been busy. So I have not made any more progress. This was the first, the second. We have a lot of new people here, and I wanted to say welcome. And obviously welcome back if you've been here. So this is day 1, day 2, day 3. Got this little thing. I am participating in Allison at AJ's Inspired Life. Her printable item of the month challenge for July is printables. So this was a printable from Brooke at Recreations by Brooke. These are my printable. The numbers and days are my printables. They're in my Etsy shop. If you want to backtrack and get July's, I mean, I've got a bunch of them and they're all different colors. So, anyway, this was day 2. I realized this night I was getting sick and was full-blown sick here. Had fever and just very tired, sore throat. Oh, this was when the dishwasher almost caught on fire. The fireworks scared the chickens. I sat here. This big TV is from Elizabeth at Recreations by Elizabeth. And I put the Christmas in July because I watched Hallmark movies all day. My husband cut the grass. I haven't done any writing in here yet. And then we're on the 5th, y'all. And it's the 15th. So, yeah, we've been busy. Most of you know that my father-in-law passed away. Actually, today has been a month ago. He died on Father's Day. And so we've had everything from company to, you know, all the things that happen and you do when someone passes. And we had some extended family stay, or one family member stayed for an extended stay, I guess. She stayed with my mother-in-law, which was really nice because my mother-in-law didn't have to be alone during all of that time frame. This fireworks printable is from Recreations by Brooke. And so this was Saturday. My husband fished. I'm still sick. No fever in the AM, but it came back in the afternoon. And I did a video making my July journal. So this is, I like to print up my thumbnails for my videos and put them in my journal. That way I can keep up with when I made what video, because I often have to delete them to create more storage room, more space on my phone. I do video on my phone. I do have a very nice camera with which to video. I have not found a way to mount it from the ceiling or the wall overhead because it's so heavy. It's one that I can carry around and do maybe like videos of the garden, which I haven't done in forever. So, anyway, one day maybe. Right now, the garden is nothing to look at because it's so hot. Everything's dying back. The only thing that grows during this time of the year is peppers, okra, sweet potatoes, which I haven't even planted yet, y'all. It's going to be Thanksgiving or Christmas before I get to harvest sweet potatoes. But I do try to plant them a little later because that way we don't have to harvest them in the heat. I try to have them where they harvest in October or the beginning of November, because we don't have our first frost until usually the end of November or the beginning of December. So let's see, this goes on the next day. Let me backtrack a little bit, and I've got some other things printed out. This was let's see, I write the dates on the back of the clip art when I print it, typically speaking. But I wanted you to see this little cutie patootie. And then, of course, there's Texas, because, you know, we all are heartbroken over the what happened in Texas. Now, that technically happened on the 4th, and I may backtrack and see if I can put that on the 4th, but I'm not sure that I have room for it. Let me turn the page, and this little thing, I got this picture too. Look at the little firework pom-poms in her hair. They look like little firework pigtails. This is my great niece, and she came to see me yesterday, and I got to see her Saturday night, and so I have lots to catch you up on. Nothing, you know, earth-shattering, but the last few days I've been busy cleaning out the building that is right next door to our house. You know, I could put this Texas thing right here or up here. Let me go ahead and cut it out. I probably didn't hear about it until the 5th because, like I said, I was sick and was only watching Hallmark. You know, he was busy cutting grass and I was busy in here watching TV and snoozing. And we didn't, you know, do any fireworks celebration or anything like that. We didn't get together with family. We didn't do anything. I think he may have gone up to visit his mom. His aunt was still in town, so she was still with her. So, you know, we didn't want to get anybody sick, so we weren't sure what I had, so it was, I'm still not 100% sure what I had. I could put this here, I could put this up here, could have printed it smaller, but that happened on the 4th. This picture technically goes on, where'd the cutie patootie go? There she is. This cutie patootie actually goes on this day as well. So we could backtrack and put her here. That looks really cute. I think that's going to stay. I could even flip her up or out and use some writing room. This is thin, so I imagine the writing will go through. Let's straighten that up just a hair. Well, I still didn't do a very good job. So, I hope that you are not all as behind as I am in July, but if you are, it's okay. You'll catch up when you get a chance. Let me let these sit here and then see how this page turns out, because there's not going to be a lot on this page. I think what you see is what you get, and that's okay. He had a fishing tournament this day. This would be my printables. The fireworks continued. It's like, I guess they didn't run out of fireworks the night before, so, and, you know, they scared the chickens and all the fun things, right? So, anyway, so that was, oh, I have, well, yeah, here they are. We can put another scared chicken here. And we can put another thermometer here. Seeing how I already have these printed up. Oh, I dropped something on my... I hope it didn't land in my garbage can. But these are my printable... They're not printables. They're clip art that I print. So for the challenge, if you want to count stuff like that, that's up to you. It's up to your interpretation, and there are a number of free printables. I have a July free printable in my Facebook group. If you haven't joined my Facebook group, we're growing. We're still small, but we're growing, and it's a place that you can post pictures of your journal or your art, whatever you create. If it's pretty much a craft, you can post it. And, you know, you can, okay, one of the reasons why I started it is because I would see where you guys would comment on, and I just said you guys and not y'all. Wow. Okay. Like you might tell me in the comments, oh, I'm doing this theme for this month, or I use such and such, or I did this, or I made my journal out of this. But if you don't have a YouTube or Instagram or whatever channel, then I can't see your work, and I want it to see your work. And so, as well as a place just to kind of, you know, chat about other things or whatever. It's kind of it's not a free-for-all, but it is a closed group. You do have to answer 3 questions in order to get in. It's very easy. It's like, what type of, how did you hear about this group? What type of crafting do you like, is your favorite? And then, I forgot what, oh, do you agree with the rules? Basically, just be kind to others. That's basically what the rules say. I don't want it to become a sales pitch thing, you know, for people who sell things that aren't related to crafting or, you know, whatever. But certainly if you have a YouTube channel or an Instagram, you're welcome to link so that we all can follow you. So I probably should put the fireworks near the chickens and the fever somewhere in here. Now that doesn't leave me much room for, I can do that. And then have a little journaling spot here. I could do a little tip out. I could do a pocket with a tag. I don't really think that I need that. I have not created any journaling spots that are appropriate for June or color coordinated for June, I don't think. I make some of these. These are like fall related. Haven't made any summer related. I finally made another tag video. I was kind of surprised that, well, that has a chicken. I mean, that's not much writing room though, but I'll leave that one out. It almost matches that, but not quite. Oh, I know what I have that I could use. My printables, and pardon my squeaky stool. These are some of the printable. I think this is part of the printable that I have for free in my Facebook group. Brooke at Recreations by Brooke puts out free printables in her Facebook group. And she sells on Etsy. I sell on Etsy. Mainly what I sell on Etsy is my numbers and days. And, but Brooke sells like kits, printable kits that have, some of my kits have clip art with them. Some don't. Some are just strictly the names and, the days and numbers. But anyway, that's okay. So if we do that over here, I can put this is like just a little red, white, and blue journaling spot. I'm thinking the chicken and the fireworks are going to have to go down. Yeah, because they didn't happen in the morning. So I can put that here. This should be an easy day. Should be, because there's not much to tell. It doesn't take many lines to say, I was sick and he cut the grass. No, he fished. That's right. This is the day he fished. And I just stayed home and did nothing. Well, I could put a TV on here. Elizabeth has some great TV. Oh, Elizabeth has free printables. If you watch any of her videos, in her description, she has a whole list of free printables that she's put together or drawn or whatever. And I have one of the TVs here somewhere, but not sure where they are. Oh, here's one. And I could put one of these on here if it will fit. If not, then I won't worry about it. I could put, yeah, that would fit there and there. Let me get the day and date on there, because that'll quit moving around anyway. And then, because I'm pretty sure I want them on that side. I probably should have used a narrower glue stick. This is a wide glue stick. Would be easier for these numbers and days, but I just have this one handy and it's out, and so I'm using it. So this year, I made my, it's out of an old, it's not even an old book. It just was one that had a blue cover, so I used it. I was making my journals out of cracker boxes, Triscuits to be exact. And for the last couple of years, I think. That could go there. Oop, my yogurt is ready. Maybe we'll put the fireworks. If I put this here, I could put this journaling spot here. I could put the fireworks in the scared chicken again. Put that there, and then, well, let me put that there because I want that there. That fits. It works. Let's do it. I have a lot of catching up to do, y'all. And I haven't made videos because I don't know. I was probably in the middle of saying something and totally lost my train of thought. So that happens a lot here. So if that bothers you, I apologize in advance. But it does happen a good bit. So if I cut the TV out and then put the thermometer, let me cover this real quick. I already have 2 printables on here. I don't have to have the TV, but we're going to see if it fits. And because that's what I was doing. I mean, other than I did come in here and make my July journal finally. And yeah, that was the only, oh, I got him. I finally got that gnat that's been in here. I finally got him. I whacked him. Okay. So let's see if that looks good with the fishing. The fireworks can go here, and I can put the thermometer here. This is just light paper collage, y'all. And then I can put this little writing spot here. And I don't think I need another writing spot. Let me see if I push this TV down a little bit, if I can. Yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. So I'm going to glue him on, but I'm not going to push. But helps if you take your cap off. I'm not going to push him down all the way because I want to tuck. So I'm going to push this side down all the way. But I'm not going to push this side because I want the TV kind of tucked up under him a little bit. So got to work quickly because that glue dries fast. So the TV can go here. And then I want the thermometer up here. If it'll fit now. I may have put that TV up a little. Okay, let's see if we can scoot you over, dude. Fishing dude. And then have that kind of interwoven in that. There we go. This is just like paper collage. That's all it is. And sometimes I have pictures. Sometimes I have ephemera from the day. Sometimes it's just clip art representing something because I don't have anything from the day. Like, I didn't go anywhere. So, I don't have anything to represent from this day. But I can look, I see a big glue blob. I can look at the pictures that I have on here, and I can know what I did or didn't do, right? There we go. Fireworks. Okay, and so this can go here. I have plenty of room. I can't remember if it goes that way or this way, but we're going to do it this way. Put it here. If I really needed some more glue, some more writing space, I have, like, I could put a pocket there, and then just wouldn't use this. I could put a pocket and put a tag and use that as my writing space, or I could use this. Whoop, it's slippery apparently. And I can tip this in. I can cut it right here, tip it in, and write on the back of it. But I don't know that I really need that either. I mean, could use this one. I could use... I think I might be able to say everything I need to say in here. But if I put it here and I go back to journal, I've got this blank space. I could always write on it, although that would be really hard to see. Or I could tip something in, like, you know, whatever. So I'm going to put this, the moral of this story is I'm going to put this up, like, right here. To leave myself options just in case that's not enough. I do write pretty big, so I try to give myself plenty of journaling room. Just because my handwriting is big. So I'm going to put that there. And then, like I said, I always have the option of coming back and putting in some little tip in. I could tip it from here, you know, if I want. But, so that was the 5th. Nothing exciting. So let's, how are we doing on time? Okay. So let's flip over to the 6th. Now, this is a little bit brighter of a page. And I don't have, I need to trim this up. I don't have a ton. Yeah, I do have some stuff. I did actually go, okay, I did not leave my house for an entire week, except for this day to go up to, this was a Sunday. I went to, our CVS's have, our drugstore have a, what's called a minute clinic. And so, there's not a lot of primary care options. I had actually gotten so... I'm looking to see if I have anything that would match that, although I may use ink. I was debating on whether I wanted a pocket. That wouldn't look too bad if I did want a pocket. But I think my red ink is about this color. Let's try it. Let's take a little sample and see what we think. Yes, I think that's the perfect color red for that. I just use a little thing out of my garbage. So, I have another sheet of this that doesn't have glue on it. Maybe this is dry enough it won't stick to the back side of this paper. So this is going to take a minute to dry, but it's not too terribly bad. So I'm going to just do like this. This is a technique I learned from Elizabeth at Never Hopeless by Elizabeth. She uses ink daubers a lot. I used to use more of my like distressed ink pads and like blob it and then wet it and then smush it. I haven't used that method in a while. I used to use just white paper in my journals, and so that's when I did that the most. But just for an occasional white paper here and there, it's not, you know, I don't have to, it's just easier to get out the bingo daubers. Okay, I am going to put, this matches, this has popsicles on it. It's kind of got that aqua blue on it. So I'm going to put it, I don't know if that's dry enough. I can't do it that way. I'm going to have to do it with the popsicles facing out. And I want that down that side. Now, like I said, it may still be too wet to stick, in which case we'll have to come back and reinforce that with some glue. And let's see. Nobody calls me until I start to make a video, and then everybody wants to call me. So I'm having to ignore them on my watch. Okay, so that's still pretty damp. So let's see what we have. I have this big pill bottle, but it can be drying while I cut this out, so no biggie. My Saturday night, the night before this, what made me finally go, because I wasn't running a really high fever. It was hovering around like 100 point something. It was enough to make me feel miserable, and I was achy and very fatigued and very whatever. And, but my fever wasn't high enough to be overly concerned. So, I also have an autoimmune disorder, which can make me run a low-grade fever and have swollen gland, you know, and a sore throat occasionally, things like that. So, I don't always, my first call is not always to a doctor, you know what I'm saying? I don't go any more than I have to. I already go enough. So, that was this day. Okay, so that'll fit right up there. Like that. That's still pretty cool. And so that means it's damp. So I'm just going to cut this out like this. And they only had, we got it there pretty early. Oh, what I was saying is what made the decision was my throat got so bad the night before, and my glands were so swollen. My throat was my tonsils were so swollen. I thought I was going to choke on them. I know that sounds lovely, but anyway, when she looked at my throat, she went, ooh. I was like, don't you love it when a doctor looks at you and goes, ooh? I'm like, that wasn't reassuring. She said, that looks like that hurts. And I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm here. So, because yes, it did hurt. And my glands were super swollen and very sore. And you know, when your glands are swollen, everything's just miserable. So, might put this here. And then I can have this up here, or I can put this down here. And then I'm trying to think, let's see, is there anything else on this day? My aunt came over to swim. My husband worked on the boat. He had gotten a new trolling motor. Well, new to him. He bought it used from somebody that he knows very well. So he trusted him that it worked. And he got the old one off, and it was very difficult. He had to have help because you got to reach way up underneath in the boat, and his arm wouldn't reach. And so he called somebody that was taller and thinner and had longer arms. And so, he finally got the old one off, and then they got the new one on. I mean, he worked on this thing for like 3 days or so, on and off, you know. Not like 3 solid days. But so he got the old one off. I think I'm gonna do that. So I could put that there. No, I kind of like it better here. Let me glue this on. So I can glue something on this side. So let's see. What did I do with my glue paper? Oh, right here. And what else? Afternoon fever, still sick. Okay. And we had Arby's for dinner. I had a little Arby's thing, and I think it might have gotten thrown away or lost in the abyss somewhere. I still need a printable. I mean, technically I'm using my printables, but for my numbers, but I'm trying not to go that route. I'm trying to do one better than that, and you know what I'm trying to say. I don't think I want to cover up. Let me put Sunday on first, and see how far over I need to put that 6. So if I put that right here, then I think I can scoot this 6 over a little bit. There we go. And then I'll cover up that pretty flower. Okay, and then she can go up a little higher and not run into the 6. So she can go right here. And yes, technically the clip art is printed, so it could be considered a printable. But in the journaling world, we know that there are people who have free printables, sell printables, have Patreon, you know, things that were drawn to specifically to go in your journal. So I think that's what the goal was. That was the Allison's intended purpose for herself, was to go through her stash and use more of the printables, the things that she's already printed. To go through her stash where she's been a Patreon of somebody, and so have I. I still am. I'm still a patron of February and June. Lydia at February and June. And I need to dig some more of hers out. This was one I used recently. I loved this one. Can I use any of it on here? I mean, that breakfast would match. I can't tell you what I had for breakfast. Oh, but I used... No, I didn't. I used 3 printables on this one. I haven't done one on here yet. Okay, so if I put this down here, that takes care of that, and that kind of looks funny now. Because it looks like she's floating up there. I might have to put this across here. Let me see. I'm not going to glue that down just yet. Okay, and then this is the trolling motor. And then let me go through my squeaky stool. Oh, here was the one I put out for free in my my printables. This said 4th of July. And then this is another smaller one of that little, the one I used here. I have these little borders. I have these little banners and firecrackers and stuff like that on there. And here is some of Brooke's July printables. I wish I'd had watermelon. I could use some of these blue stars scattered along here. I could use a strip of this. I could use that right here. Okay, I could use the sloth because I was sloth-like. Let me cut them out and see. What else do I have? This is Brooke's kit for July. So, I used my 4th of July. Her stars match this page. There's another July. There's Remember Back in the Day. There's some, you know, we didn't do any of this. I could put the flag up there. That would be pretty. I was debating on using that in the whatever, but oh, this girl this girl matches really well. It says she wore flowers in her hair and carried magic secrets in her eyes. But I can't read. It's too tiny as to who that quote is from. But I could put her down here. And only just because I can, right? There's Love is Kind. July 27th. Mojito Day is July 11th. Oh, this one might apply. I promise I'm nicer than my face looks. Because I was pretty miserable. This one says, pull yourself together, pull yourself together. I could use that. I would have to cut it in half, like right here, which would be fine, because that would be the halfway mark. And I could very easily, that would apply. Although I sure do like, because her hair matches. It doesn't really have anything to do with the day, but we don't have to be so literal, right? I could just put her on because she's pretty. This is one of Brooke's girls that she draws. And she's so pretty. I want to do more of my art on Etsy and freebies and things like that in the Facebook group. I have some art, digital art that I've drawn, and I've got some that I've scanned, but mostly digital art that I've drawn just for myself. And I don't know, I haven't posted any of it on Etsy because I'm thinking, why would somebody buy that? But then I think maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe one day I will print some off and I will show it to you and you can tell me what you think. Do we care? Oh. I have a way of fixing that. Watch this. That's what washi tape is for. That is exactly what washi tape is for. There. Now she's not floating in the air anymore. See how we did that? Okay. And I can put this here. And then if I wanted to, I could write in here a little bit. I mean, I just started antibiotics and that was that. Oh, I tested negative. Oh, wait. Hold on. I had the 5th on here. Let me backtrack and see if I'm going to put it on the 5th or if I'm going to use it today. This is what I felt like. But I tested negative. She thought for sure I had strep. And I did too. I mean, between the aches and the headaches and the really sore throat and swollen tonsils and the swollen glands. And she was pretty sure I had strep. But the test came back negative. And she said it's not one of the ones that you have to send off. It's a molecular one. So you usually get those answers right away. So I could do this right here. Or I could backtrack and put her on. Because I had her on the 5th. Because this was the night that my throat got really sore. But I think I'm going to leave it. I don't have anything on here. Oh, I had printed off some beds. Or like, not printed off, I'm sorry. I had some magazine images that were like Dayquil or somebody in bed or whatever that I was going to put on there. But that's okay. We're rocking and rolling on this. So I'm going to put this here. And that takes up that little space. And then I'll put that there. Okay. We have made that decision. Even though it says the 5th on the back, we're going to use it on the 6th. I could print another one and put it on the 5th if I really, really, really wanted to. Oh, let's straighten her up a little bit. Okay. So, I had never been to the Minute Clinic. There used to be a plethora of urgent care places that you could go and walk in, but now they've turned them all into like primary care and priority care or whatever they want to call it. But it's most of them, even the Minute Clinic, we got there right at opening, and there was somebody in there, so it wasn't right at opening. But everybody else had appointments. And so we had to sit there and wait. And I'm like, well, why do you call it a walk-in clinic if you expect everybody to have appointments? I don't understand that. So it should be first come, first serve. There shouldn't even be the option to have an appointment. But there is. Because there's an app for that. And if there's an app for that, then guess what? It is. Okay, so here's where I can document that he worked on the boat or the trolling motor, and this is just here because she's pretty and she matches that page. And let me move my glue paper and see how long we've been going. 40 minutes, that's not too bad. I can use some blue ink or some white ink or something and make some lines and use all of this as journaling space. And I don't know that I'm ready to do the 7th, to be honest with you. But I can see. Yeah, I'm not ready to do the 7th, I don't think. But we can get the stuff together. Let's see if I can find the stuff to get together so that we can get it together. Well, that's not, none of those say the 7th. One says the 8th. So I'm guessing I did not print off. If I did print it off, where would it be? It would be in this little basket right here. Oh, here's where I had like sleeping, and because that's what I did was sleep, and then I thought I'd put that on the page where I was like, okay, I'm starting to feel a little better. But honestly, actually I could put this one on here and use that blank page, or I could use this sleep one and cut those words off right here. But really that applied more to this day, but I didn't leave myself enough room for that. So, ooh, but wait. Well, let's just play. We have a few minutes, we can play. Okay, so now I can throw that away. And I was going to reserve this for will it come all the way up? Looky there, looky there. Scrapbook paper is sometimes forgiving. Now, this wrecked my plan of, you know, coming back and using that as journaling space. Oh, because I don't have any journaling space. Oh, yeah, I have this one. That's right. I have this one little thing right here. So let's see how that's going to look with that. Now that it's all curled up and messy, but I think that'll work. Because I slept. That's not what I went in my basket to look for, was it? But I want to use my magazine images too. I love using magazine images in my journal because, well, for A, they're free-ish. I mean, you don't have to use ink to print them. And sometimes it's just fun. I think the hunt is fun. Yep, that'll fit perfectly right there. If we can get it glued back down. It's fun hunting for images that fit what you're trying to say. So, and I have been, I mean, I buy magazines at thrift stores and yard sales when I find them. But I also, here more recently, have been given, now I haven't gotten any in a month or so. There we go. That fits. Sleep. That's what I did that day. So, but I have a lady that's been saving them for me, and she gives me a parcel of them every so often. Does that fit right there? Yes. So does that. I already have 3 printables on this page, but that would fit right there. Is that pushing it for that day? That day's pretty full, and I only have that little spot right there to write. So, Oh, I need to decide if I'm going to glue those in. I am, because I'm not going to put them on here. I have my printable. This one's from Brooke. And so I don't need that. Although, I could I could have put that at the top, but I've got that trolling motor there now. So, we won't hindsight ourselves to death. Now, what was it? Oh, this is what I was going to do. So, I could put Texas on. No, I was going to journal on the back side. I'm going to put Texas right here. And I keep losing my... I don't lose it. I just keep putting it away. My little glue paper. But I'm going to try to get this one uploaded today. I know I haven't posted a video in a little while. My niece has come over the last 2 days. Well, my husband's aunt was here, and she helped me 2 days this past week. I'm going to put it right there. Yeah, I've already got glue right there. Okay. This was the flooding in Texas that killed all those people, and that's so sad. And then I'm going to put the little cutie patootie right here in the fireworks, because she has fireworks in her hair. But my aunt was here. She came over and helped me. My in-laws have a building where they had a business. We used to have a business in the building too. And it's on our property, or right next door. And so it's, they had a retail store in it. Ooh, at least put her straight. Come on. She's so cute. She is so precious. Oh my goodness. And she's such a sweetie pie. And she's 6 months old now. Cannot believe how fast she's growing. But she's such a cutie patootie. And anyway, they closed the business a couple years ago. And he would go back in there every once in a while, but then wouldn't, you know, go in. And I mean, he actually in one room had saw equipment and like, what kind of equipment would you call that? You know, like power saws and power tools and things like that. So there was sawdust everywhere in the back room. Oh, I just pulled off. Oh, well, darn. I had this to go on here too, but that's okay. I don't need this. I can, I was going to use it as I'll save it. And somewhere I had this that my husband got for me. Does not match anything. But let's see if we can go back and plug it in as a tip in somewhere. There. And then I can quit saving that. I could put that here and then just flip out. Ooh, 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 ooh. That would actually give me a hair more journaling space. Just a hair. I can flip it from the top like that. You can still see the sleeping image. Yeah, I think I'm going to do that. So I will find some... Let's use the blue stars. Let's use a little piece of clear tape because that's thick cardboard. And, what was I talking about? Oh, cleaning out that building. That's what I've been doing. So, it is, it's been a job. So, they still have some stock in there. Some of it was his personal, it was like I don't want to say what it actually was. But it was a retail store. And so they still have all the displays. They have, you know, he would go back in there and still piddle with his stuff. And so some of it's his personal stuff left in there. There's office furniture. There's umpteen displays where they sold product that came with a display. You know, like a tall tower that swivels. And I mean, there must be 20 displays in there. And this is probably a 4,000 square foot building, I would imagine. 3,000 or 4,000 square foot building. And so his aunt had come over, I think, forgot what day that was, that she came over. She came over one full day and then one partial day. I think it was like Tuesday and then Thursday of last week. And then I did not glue him down very well. I think because I never pushed him down and the glue dried on the back. But anyway, so we're going to have a big sale in the building, including like yard sale stuff. I used to have an antique shop, and then I had booths in antique stores. And so I still have some of the stuff from that. So that is the nuts and bolts of it. So I'm going to try out, I think this blue will work. It's not very opaque though. Let me try it. Yeah, it's not very opaque, but it is the right color blue. So I'll see if I can go over it twice. But I figured while I was on here, I'd make some lines. So my niece came over the last couple of days, the last 2 days. And Sunday, my husband had to drive my aunt back. She lives in South Carolina. And he had to drive her back as far as Atlanta, which is about a 5.5 hour trip. And so he had to drive her to meet her son there, because they were meeting like almost halfway. Let me see if I can go over that again. It looks really good, even though I realized I did them in a slant. But so he was very tired Saturday when he got back, because he just literally drove there, dropped her off. They grabbed something to eat and turned right around and drove the rest of the way back. And so he was tired. And my niece had come over, and we had worked in the building all day. So we were tired. And then she came over again yesterday. So normally I would be able to video on a Monday, and I did not get to video on Monday. And I didn't get to video over the weekend. Anyway, that looks good. I like that a lot. So, oh, I didn't realize the Sunday ran off the page though, but that's okay. How did I miss that? So, and I think it's probably pretty stuck on there at this point. Yeah. So I might as well just re-glue what I just pulled up and then let the rest hang off. It's all right. We have plenty of room over here. As a matter of fact, I could put some fringe. I could put some border. I know I have like red, white, and blue fabric around here somewhere. Well, I have this blue star handy, but it doesn't really match this page, so it's more of a lighter blue. So I think I'm going to call that good for today. And then start on, maybe I can make a second video today, seeing as how I'm here by myself. I still have other things I've got to do, but I think I can fit in another video, so that way y'all have another video this week, because tomorrow I work the clinic, and I don't usually get to film on Wednesdays. Why are we not, am I not getting good glue coverage here, or is it could be the scrapbook. Ooh, got enough glue on that one. Her neck has a big glue bulge in it. But sometimes the scrapbook paper is slicky and things don't stick as well, but it could be that I just didn't get enough glue on it. So, all right, well, I'm happy with that page. I like how that turned out. And this one is very busy, but it's bright and colorful, and it tells a story. And I did create myself an extra little journaling spot here, so that worked out quite well. And I slept and made my July journal, watched TV, had a fever. Fire was the other day. And more fireworks that night and scared the chickens again. And my husband fished. So that's the story of those 2 days. Yay, right? All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up and a comment, or yeah, just let me know you're here, and let me know if there's any other types of videos that you'd like to see. I'm bad about doing flip throughs, so because I'm bad about finishing or not finishing my journals. So this next will start on the 7th, and I could have, if I was ready, I could have done a 3rd day, and that would have been nice. It would have helped catch up. But anyway, so I will be more prepared next time, and I hope that y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. And I enjoyed you being here, and I enjoy journaling along with you. I enjoy having someone here to journal. Yeah, that would have worked on, oh, look at that. What time? I know that I already finished that page, and I said I liked it. But would you look at that? I'm wondering if I can slip that down under her just a little bit and not hide that trolling motor. How cute is that? Isn't that cute? So I could still journal here and here and here, but okay, I may glue that down. That's just too cute. All right, I'm gonna let you go for real this time, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to see you in the next video. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your day. Thank you. Bye.